fashion lovers, welcome to my channel. So today guys, it is this two-piece by Total Ninja Women. All right, this two-piece is one of her recent collections. Okay, so in this video we will be drafting this particular two-piece. If this is what you're interested in, keep watching. Let's go. Now this is a high-low top, okay, and is a crop top, a cut together with v-neck. All right, so these are the details, and it has pocket at the front. You can see the pocket. All right, so let's move to the table for the cutting, and you know how we do it. We'll go with our calculation first, so let's go. So for my calculation for this particular dress, these are the four necessary calculations needed. All right, shoulder, whatever is your shoulder, divided by 2. I have shoulder 16 divided by 2 gives me 8 plus 14. What is this 14 for? My sleeve length. So your sleeve length can be 12, 10, whichever one is your sleeve length, add it to the shoulder. After doing that, you add your 2 inches for your folding allowance, hemming allowance. The sleeve have to be cut, have to be folded. Now bear in mind that this top is a cut together, meaning you're cutting the shoulder and the sleeve together. Right, that is why it is called cut together, and that is why you're seeing this calculation on the shoulder. Right, now for my bust, it is 40 plus 20. Why did I add 20? Ease, you can see how bogus the top is. Your ease can be up to 25, 15 is matter of choice. Now if you watch that top by Total Ninja Women, anybody above her size can wear that top. Okay, so your bust divided by 4, whatever it gives you, you write it down. Then another major 2 calculation needed is your front length and your back length. Why? This is a low and high top. The front is shorter while the back is longer. So you need to determine, you need to stipulate where your front should end, where the back should end. So that is why we have these 2 other calculation added to it. Every other calculation is not needed. Bust point not needed. Waist not needed. Okay, crop top, this is a crop top, so, and is a free one at that. Now these are the calculation we will be using. For the ease that you add to your boss is matter of choice. Okay, so let's move to the table now. Having done my calculation, and we have 24 as my highest calculation. Okay, that is for the shoulder part of it, which is the length, the shoulder plus the sleeve length. Okay, and for my front, I have 16 in length. So for this front cutting, this is the 2 calculation that is important to me right now. The length for the shoulder, the calculation I got for the shoulder, and the front, the length. So I've checked my pattern paper. It is folded into 2 this way. All right, this is the width. The width is giving me 24. All right, this width is giving me 24, while the height, the length, is giving me 16. Okay, you see it? Hope you can see that it's giving me 24 and a half. There is additional half, but for me, I can equally work with it. Okay, so having done that, the next thing, this is my, you can see where the 16, this is where the 16 is. I have about 2 inches extra. So when I folded this pattern, in width I have 24 and a half, in length, the one I'm measuring right now, I have 28. Sorry, I have 18. Okay, so once you have done that, what do you do? The first thing to do is to mark your shoulder. I'm just trying to show you what we are cutting. Okay, this is the shoulder. All right, once you mark your shoulder, from where your shoulder stopped, mark your sleeve length. You get it? This is the sleeve length. What is left now is my hemming allowance. This is 14. You get what I did? And this is the 2, which is for hemming allowance. Okay, now this particular marking is very important. The way why I splitted it this way is for you to understand. Once you've done that, the next is your neck width. Do you think the neck width should be 3.5 or 2? Help me, but I'm going with 3.5. Why? You know, on the neck there is a kind of band on it, okay, and you will be attaching a band to it. So I don't want it choking on the neck. I want it relaxed, so I'm spacing it a little bit. That is why I went for 3.5. Okay, once you mark your 3.5, all right, the next thing right now is let's indicate our 16. This is where it is. You can see what I have left. I can decide to work with it. I can decide to continue, since you see the allowance is not much. Okay, maybe I'll go for a thick folding, but whichever one, I'm good to go with this. Okay, so I have marked my length. So from the 3.5, I will slant it like a V down to the end of the fabric, to the end of the pattern. Remember, this pattern is folded into 2. If you're cutting it direct on fabric, you have to fold into 2. As a beginner, please try this out on pattern paper. When you get it right, just use the pattern paper and place it on the fabric and cut. Okay, so having gotten our V, what next? We need to determine our armhole depth. Because it's a cut together, it needs to be more free. Your armhole depth can be up to 11, depending on who you're making it for. But for the course of this video, I'm using 9 for my armhole. Okay, yours can be 9, 10, 8. What does it depend on? It depends on the size of who you're making it for. So having marked my 9, which I will take it to be my armhole depth that I got here, is a cut together, but when you look at it very well, you see that there's a kind of a sleeve on it. Okay, that means the sleeve and the shoulder, they were cut together. That is what we're trying to explain. So let's move ahead. Now, once you have marked your 9 inches, which happened today, the armhole depth, the next thing, you use your tape, mark out your bust measurement. Remember, our bust measurement is 15. Okay, the bust measurement, according to the calculation, after adding the 20 and divided by 4, we have 15. So that is 15 that I just marked there. Next thing, you take your rule and connect it. Okay, connect it this way. So you take your rule and connect. Now this is when you work with the calculation. But for me, because of how free that top is, at the end like this, look at what I did. I measured 5 inches straight down. Did you get what I did now? From the end of the pattern paper, I measured 5 inches and connected it down. Then I'll curve. This is 5. All right, now the next thing is to get our French curve and curve. Place your French curve very well and curve. Okay, why did I do what I did now? Now this dress, looking at it very well, it is very free. All right, and looking at the sleeve part of it, how do I say it? What is left of the sleeve is not much. You can either work with the calculation you have, or you go by this way that I just did. Okay, this pattern I'm cutting right now will make my top more freer. Okay, it will make it more free, this pattern. Now what next? Let's cut the V part of it. Good, so this part has been cut off, and this is my front pattern, how it should be. Now the difference between the back and the front, there are basically two different: the length and the sleeve and the armhole curve. Now this is the pattern for my front back, sorry, pattern for my back. All right, folded into two. Okay, this is folded into two. Now, just like I said earlier, that the difference between the front and back is just the length and the neck width. So what you just need to do is take your front pattern and place it perfectly well on the front, on the back, sorry. Remember, there is a V on the front, so when placing it, you need to consider the neck width of the back. Okay, so you have to place it very well, considering the V. Make sure it is well positioned. Now when you place your front pattern, if you're trying to place it and you're not getting it the way it should be, what you just need to do is get your tape and mark your neck width. All right, just like I'm doing now. Doing it this way, I'll get to know where the front shoulder should be. Okay, now what this means is, remember, all neck widths are the same, neck depth differs. So the V neck width, remember we marked 3.5. all right, so let me know if 3 or 4 it is, whichever one is better, let me know on the comment section. All right, so neck width 3, neck depth 1.5 or 2 at most, but for the cost of this video I'm working with 1.5 as my neck depth for the back. Now, having curved this, all I need to do is take the front and place it this way. I'm placing it right now. You can see it. Every other thing is the same. The difference is the length. If you're to cut, you're not starting here because you need the length increased. All right, where you need to cut is the side part of it. Now what I have left is about 6.5 in length. All right, so your difference between the front and back can be up to 10. It's matter of choice. All right, whatever way you want it, it is matter of choice. So you curve, you see that, just cut straight. See what I'm cutting? The side and the neck width, neck depth of the back, that is the only difference. Okay, now this is my front and back pattern. All right, now this is how it looks. Let me show you perfectly well so you see it. Next thing, we need to cut the armhole, sorry, the sleeve. We need to cut the neck, which is what I just did. Okay. Remember, I went for 1.5. If you think 2 is better, let me know on the comment section. Okay, so this is it. Okay, this is it. This is about the back is longer. Okay, the back can be long up to even 10 inches. It's matter of choice, the difference you want. Okay, so having marked this, we have determined our neck width. We have determined our neck width. So this is it. Now this V, it is too sharp, you can see it, so I'll just place my tape this way. Now what I'm doing right now with my rule is matter of choice. Okay, if you don't want, you can continue with the sharp V, but I do not want that sharp V, so this is what I did. I took it off from the armhole part. You can see how I did it. Then you cut off. You see it this way, it is better for me. You can see it's no longer sharp as it used to be. So this is our front and back ready. Now what next? The next thing is the belt, the band on the neck. Do we call it band or placket, whichever one on the neck? That is what we need to do. But before then, we need to place our front and back and measure. Yeah, I'm touching right now. That is where you measure. Okay. Now for you to get that band, you can either just cut and start sewing, or you measure it round the way I'm doing it right now. What are you trying to do? You're trying to get the total length of what you need. Okay, though you will not be cutting exactly. So take the tape round the way I just did to know the length. All right. So you can see I have 45. I can cut up to 50. I have 45. I can go for 50 because of allowance. Okay. So once you've done that, now this is the band I've cut out. Okay, and the length is 50 because I need allowance at the hemming part of it. Okay, so this is how you place it. You sew, get the band and sew. Now looking at this V part, the neck of this dress, you see it very well that it has a kind of a V at the front. So it's not just sewing this band, we need to know how to achieve that V at the front. Now having cut out the band the way it should be, the next thing is open your band this way. You can see how I open this part. All right, the same way open the other part and sew at the center. Okay, now this is pin. You get, I'll use pin and hold both of them. You see how I placed it together? Okay, use pin and hold it. It will still give us the same design, the same effect, the same result using pin. Remember guys, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, all right, and send in your questions. Now I have pinned this pattern brown pattern paper. The belt, I've pinned the center. Now you either measure from the armhole just like I pointed out to know where to stop your sewing or pinning. It makes it more easy. Now this is how it looks. Is it not looking like the dress? Now I always say this, use pattern paper. If that pattern paper is not coming out as it should, then you're not getting it right. So instead of wasting fabrics, please use pattern paper. Now you can see how it is. I measured, you can see how I placed it. I can easily determine the armhole where the V should start or end. All right, so this is, I need to pin and pin up to here. Every upper part is V, so this is how it will be. Okay, then you attach it. If your pattern paper is not giving you what it should be, you will not get it right on fabric. Okay, Now, having achieved this, looking at it, you know definitely we are on the right track. All right. What is missing is pockets. Yes, we need pocket. There is pocket on the front. How do you go about the pocket? Bear in mind the pocket has to be doubled, like it's a finished pocket already. You have to fold it into two like I did. Okay, sew the part you are to sew, only the front that will be open, the upper part. Then you place it on your fabric whichever way you want it. This way, you see how it is. This is the pocket. Very easy. Guys, I look forward to your questions. Drop your questions on the comment section. Thank you for always watching.